Hi guys, Victoria Paxton here. Thanks for stopping back by my YouTube channel. Okay, it's Monday, y'all. My throat's killing me, but I'm gonna push through. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's free, doesn't cost you anything. Okay, so today I had wanted to do this a couple weeks ago when the election was going on. I ran out of time. So today we're talking about Seth Rich. He was a political figure. There are tons of conspiracy theories out there about what actually happened to him and such. So let's get this started. Get a drink, sit back, chill, relax. Okay, guys. So here we go. Seth Rich grew up in a Jewish family in Omaha, Nebraska. He volunteered for the Nebraska Democratic Party. He interned for Senator Ben Nelson, was active in the Jewish outreach, and worked with the U.S. Census Bureau. Pretty cool guy doing all that stuff, you know. In 2011, he graduated from Creighton University with a degree in political science. He moved to Washington, D.C. to work for pollster Greenberg Quinlan Rossner. In 2014, he began working for the Democratic National Committee, better known as the DNC. He was the voter expansion data director. One of his tasks for the DNC was the development of a computer application to help voters locate polling stations. On Sunday, July 10th, 2016, at 4:20 a.m., Rich was shot about a block from his apartment at the southwest corner of Flagler Place and W Street Northwest in the Bloomingdale neighborhood of Washington, D.C. Wow. I think that's a really nice area there. I think they have I think that's a decent part of town. That's crazy. Okay. I don't know, unless it's changed. You know, it could have very easily changed. So, earlier that night, he had been at Lou's City Bar, a sports pub 1.8 miles from his apartment in Columbia Heights, where he was a regular customer. He left when the bar closed. Police were alerted to gunfire at 4:20 a.m. by an automatic gunfire locator. Within approximately 1 minute after the gunshots, police officers found Rich conscious with multiple gunshot wounds. He was transported to a nearby hospital where he died an hour and a half after he was shot. Because he wasn't shot in the head, police didn't consider it an assassination. According to police, he died from 2 shots to the back and may have been killed in an attempted robbery. Residents noted the neighborhood had been plagued by robberies. Ew, okay, so maybe it has gone downhill. Rich's mother told WRC-TV there had been a struggle. His hands were bruised, his face was bruised, and he had 2 shots in his back, but they never took anything. The police told the family they had located a surveillance video showing a glimpse of the legs of 2 people who could possibly be the killers. On the day after the shooting, DNC Chair Debbie Wasserman Schultz issued a statement of mourning his loss and praising Rich's work to support voters' rights. 2 days after the shooting, Hillary Clinton spoke of his death during a speech advocating limiting the availability of guns. In September of 2016, Rich's parents and his girlfriend appeared on the syndicated television show Crime Watch Daily to speak about the murder case. In October of 2016, a plaque and bike rack was placed outside the DNC headquarters and dedicated to Rich's memory. Okay, so February 2017, the Bethel Synagogue in Omaha named after Rich an existing scholarship that helps Jewish children attend summer camps. The Rich family accepted the pro bono public relations of Republican lobbyist Jack Berkman in September of 2016. The Rich family and Berkman held a joint press conference on the murder in November of 2016. In December of 2017, Berkman launched an advertising campaign in Northwest D.C. searching for info regarding Seth's death. This included billboard advertisements and canvassing with flyers. In late February, Berkman told media outlet he had a lead that the Russian government was involved in Rich's death, and the Rich family then distanced themselves from Berkman. On March 19, 2017, Rich's brother Aaron started a GoFundMe campaign to try and raise $200,000 for a private investigation, public outreach activities, and a reward fund. The Rich family was approached by Ed Utowski, who's a friend of Trump advisor Steve Bannon and a frequent Fox News contributor, who recommended having Fox News contributor and former homicide detective Rod Wheeler investigate Seth's murder. Utowski said Wheeler had been recommended to him. The family gave Wheeler permission to investigate, though they did not hire him. When questioned by CNN, Butowski denied involvement in the case, but later admitted he was involved and he had offered to pay Wheeler's fees. After Wheeler asserted links between Rich and WikiLeaks in a Fox affiliate interview on May 15, 2017, an assertion he later backpedaled from, the family spokesperson said that the family regretted working with Miller. The Metropolitan Police Department of the District of Columbia posted their customary reward of $25,000 for information about the death. On August 9th, 2016, WikiLeaks announced a $20,000 reward for information about Rich's murder, leading to a conviction, which was subsequently increased to $125,000. Wow. Rich's family said they were unable to verify this reward offer. WikiLeaks stated that this offer should not be taken as implying that Rich had been involved in leaking information to them. In November 2016, Republican lobbyist Jack Berkman said he was personally offered a $100,000 reward in addition to those announced by the police department and WikiLeaks, and he added another $5,000 to the offer in December and another $25,000 in January. Berkman said he hoped the money would help get to the truth of what happened here and will debunk the conspiracy theories or validate them. There were a ton of conspiracy theories. I don't think there's any reason that I need to go over them. I mean, there were a ton of them. It was insane. It was Hillary Clinton. It was this person. It was that person. Like, there's a lot you can research. I'm just stating what it said, y'all, so don't sue me, okay? Okay, so Seth came through. We spoke about his family, talked about his life. I told him I was trying to figure out how he was killed and why he was killed. I told him there were a bunch of conspiracy theories, and I wanted to know what happened so we could get to the bottom of it. He said he didn't like rehashing it, but he paused, and then all of a sudden, okay. So all of a sudden, I'm standing on a street. You could clearly tell it was DC. I've been to DC a million, I live right outside of DC. So I see this big, tall building, and it looks like condos, right? And in the bottom, there's a bar. So I'm like standing here. The building with the bar is right here. So I'm across the street right here. So right here are two men, and I can see them clearly. And they're watching. It's clear to see they're watching the bar. Okay. So all of a sudden, like I was sitting there for a while watching, and nobody came out. And then all of a sudden, a man came out who I realized at that point it was Seth. And he started walking home. And they started following him. Now, keep in mind, this is the middle of the night, okay? But there were, I saw, there were cars like crazy. There were people on bikes going by. There were people walking. Like, this is like a, from what it looks like to me, it looks like more of an upper scale area, you know? So it's not like in the really bad part of town in DC. So there's a lot of people, you know, even though it's the middle of the night, early morning, there's tons of people everywhere. So these guys are clearly following Seth, okay? And let me just say this, like, I've never been able to see anything like this. In other words, I've never connected with a person that just was, bam, able to show me what happened. You know what I mean? I've been able to see what happened, but not with the person showing me. It's kind of hard to explain. You know, these two guys were following Seth. And I get the feeling that it was like planned, but not in how you would think. You know, it wasn't these guys were planning on robbing Seth Rich because he works for the DNC. It wasn't that at all. They wanted to rob somebody. He came out, he looked sharp, he was dressed nice, you know. They thought, oh, he's got some money. So they follow him. I don't think it had anything to do with him working for the DNC. These guys clearly didn't have anything to do with politics. I mean, they were thugs. Like, they clearly were out of place in this neighborhood. Yeah. Okay. So they followed him, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm watching, and I don't see there's no more cars, no bikes, no more people. It's just like Seth, and then these two guys are walking, and they all of a sudden grab him. and they confronted him, you know, started hitting him. He was hitting back. And then the one guy saw a man at the end of the street. Okay. And he was like, we gotta go. He's screaming like, we gotta get the F out of here. We gotta go. The other guy pulls out a gun. Seth realizes this is my time to get away because they were distracted because they saw a man at the end of the street. Pulls out a gun and shoots. The other guy pulls out the gun and shoots Seth. And the guy at the end of the street dives behind a car, and he's like, I'm sure freaking out. So because they were afraid, you know, because they saw this guy and this guy clearly saw them, and then he heard the gunshots, so he knew they were involved. They freaked. They ran. They didn't get any money, didn't get any credit cards, they didn't get anything off of Seth. You know, but it was quick, but yet it wasn't. I mean, there was enough time that they were scuffling back and forth. They were hitting him. He was, you know, trying to fight back. Yeah. So the smaller of the two guys, was the one that did the shooting. They were both African American. The smaller guy was like 5, 6, or 7, thin build. He had a really short, close-cut afro. The other guy, on the other hand, was just the opposite. He was probably 6'1", 230 pounds. He was like a scruffier guy. He had, what do you call those? Dreadlocks. But they weren't like really long ones. They were just like to his shoulder. And it wasn't the first time that they've robbed people. You know, this is like a thing they've been doing for quite a while and have gotten away with it, I guess. The guy at the end of the street, the one who saw what was going on, you know, he was pretty far away, but he probably saw a lot more than what he thinks he saw. I mean, the sad reality is, you know, I'm sure right after it happened, he got the hell out of Dodge, and he's scared. Like, why wouldn't you be afraid? You know what I mean? So there is somebody out there that saw what happened, this guy. You know, I saw the guy. I mean, I completely saw the guy. He was a white dude. Yeah, he was a white dude, pretty clean cut, brown hair, you know, thin build, thinner build. Yeah, so there's definitely someone out there that knows what happened, and it would be nice if they came forward. I know they're afraid, but you know, it's enough times passed now. They need to come forward. You know, they need to give Seth's family the closure that they need, you know. Okay, guys. Be nice, be kind, stay safe, stay healthy. We got a vaccination coming out here soon. Hopefully that'll take care of everything. I hope everybody's having a good week. It's Monday. Yep. That about does it for me. Bye, guys.